It started with a road trip that the three of us took to my uncle's cabin. We wanted to enjoy a fun weekend getaway away from the sights and sounds of the city. We'd all been friends for years and were all very comfortable with each other, which is why I didn't get awkward when the lovebirds started kissing in the back seat. I just laughed at the PDA. Just as I was turning my eyes to the road, we clipped a road sign and was sent spinning off-road straight into a ditch. Horribly shaken, I looked back to check on my friends, and to my absolute horror, one of them was dead. The force of the impact had broken his neck. The screams of his companion confirmed it. I gingerly got out of the car and helped her out, and we looked at the mangled car, trying to assess our situation. There was nothing we could do for him. He was gone. From the looks of it, there was very little we could do for ourselves. We had supplies that would last us a few days, but there was no signal, and all we could do to try to get help was light a flare and hope that some authority would see it and come looking for us. As the shock of losing our best friend started to fade, the grief set in. I came back from surveying the surroundings to see that she had cracked open the whiskey bottle and was taking big swigs from it, crying her eyes out. I sat down next to her, and we started talking about how funny it had been, all the jokes and the pranks he used to pull. In a few minutes we were both drunk and laughing at the good memories that he'd given us. I decided to pour a shot of whiskey on the ground to pay respect, when she told me to pour it on his body instead. To anyone else this might have come across as incredibly disrespectful, but we knew it was exactly the sort of thing he would have appreciated. The second she poured the whiskey on his lips, I knew we'd made a terrible mistake. The atmosphere that had seemed warm and cozy and full of laughter seconds ago now felt cold and hostile. Then I looked at his corpse, at the whiskey falling into his mouth. To my horror, he swallowed. He was dead. This was not supposed to be happening. She stepped back, white as a sheet, and his hand moved, reaching out for her. No, not for her, I realized. For the bottle. When he didn't get it, he screamed. It was a nauseating, terrible sound. She was screaming too, I realized. Her scream died when he grabbed her neck from behind and twisted, killing her instantly. The bottle fell and rolled over to me, and I instinctively grabbed onto it, thinking of breaking it and using it as a weapon. He staggered over to me, and I noticed his eyes. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking at the bottle. Praying that it would work, I held it out to him. He grabbed it and clumsily raised it to his lips. He was distracted by the whiskey when I tackled him and tied him to the car using the rope we'd brought. That's where we are right now. I'm pretty sure he's strong enough to break the rope. He broke her neck in one movement. Every time he tries to scream, I trickle some whiskey into his mouth and it keeps him quiet for a few minutes. But the whiskey bottle won't last long, and I don't know what to do.